Adam, thank you. Last year, a record number of people were quitting their jobs in what became known as the Great Resignation. The nation's quit rate reached an all-time high last November. And joining us to talk about the Great Resignation and its impact on Oklahoma's workforce is Abby Davis, an assistant professor at OSU's College of Business. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Heather.
Well, tell us about some of the challenges now that the employers are facing these days.
Absolutely. So we did a study. We partnered with the state of Oklahoma and Goodwill Industries of Central Oklahoma and found that the labor shortage is really having a big impact on companies. They're having a hard time attracting the talent they need. And when we see that the labor market shifts so much like this, it becomes an employee market. So if employees have a poor work environment or they're not getting the support they need, they're not going to stay.
And according to that study that you conducted, you told me it has about 1,200 people that you looked at. 45% of those of Oklahoma's full-time workforce is considering leaving their job in the next 6 months. Why is that?
Yeah, so those full-time employees, and what we found, the number one cited reason is they want more flexibility in their work schedule and their work arrangements. So it doesn't mean remote work per se, like we saw a manufacturing company that's starting to offer a 4:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. shift for working parents. They're just looking for that flexibility to meet their personal needs.
Absolutely. So during the pandemic, we lost a significant portion of our workforce that is 55 plus. Any reasons why, and also how do you get them back?
Yeah, we definitely need to get them back. That's our biggest opportunity, is that 55 and older workforce. Again, they want more flexibility. They'd like to ease into that retirement. We also saw a lot of sightings around age discrimination. And so if we want to have this population at work, they need to feel welcome and they need to feel appreciated as well.
So what are some ways then that employers can not only attract but actually keep employees?
Absolutely. I'd say the first tip is to think about what populations are you not recruiting? Where do you have untapped potential? So taking the steps to become a second chance employer in our state, where you can recruit individuals with criminal backgrounds that can have a positive impact on our society and your organization, individuals with disabilities, and then listening to your employees, seeing what they need, thinking outside of the box of how you can offer more flexibility to meet their personal needs.
With fewer workers right now and also so many people hiring, is this a good time to maybe negotiate your pay if you get back into the work field?
That's a great question. It could be, but I'm going to rely on what I tell my students. Anytime you negotiate, you need to do your homework. What is the average going rate for the position that you are currently applying to? What is your personal budget, and what do you need to be able to sustain that personal budget? And it's not just about pay. Also consider the benefits, your health care, tuition reimbursement, flexible scheduling. All of that can be really important.
We mentioned earlier that you found that 45% of the people that you interviewed, of the 1,200 people, say that they are considering leaving their job in the next 6 months. But how long do you expect this trend to last of resignation?
It's important to know that this started before the pandemic. We had the quote-unquote talent wars that we've been hearing about for a very long time. So as long as we have more positions and we have people, these trends are going to continue. So employers need to be thinking about how can they optimize their operating model, how can they find efficiencies, and how can they automate in places. So our human capital is so precious. If there's a redundant process that an employee is doing, how can we automate that so that we can make the most of the human capital that we have in the workplace?
Yeah, value your employees, make them feel wanted. That's very
Absolutely.
important. Abby Davis, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And for more information about the OSU College of Business, visit business.okstate.edu. Dogs and cats are typically the most common pets found in households, but there seems to be a